Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Spoop. I am your host, Don, and today we're going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie that I watched on Peacock because I could, and I was interested in the concept. I did a short video on this already, and I promised a long video, and unlike the Hellraiser video I did, I'm actually going to do it this time, so that's cool. Um, That's about it. As per usual, on Let's Talk Spoop, we break things down into six separate categories. Those six separate categories are story, acting, music, atmosphere, look, and finally, creep. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into Five Nights at Freddy's. So, it's well acted. Good cast. For some reason, I started with acting on my notes. I don't know why. So, we're going to talk about acting first. Take that, Jeremiah. Messing it up. Anyway, it's pretty well acted. I really liked the girl who played Abby. She was adorable and kind of great at being rude. Matthew Lillard, really nailed it. I really enjoyed Matthew Lillard in this movie. Initially, I didn't even realize that was Matthew Lillard because he kind of uses this weird kind of old man voice almost in it that I was not expecting. I haven't seen Matthew Lillard in anything recently, but maybe that's what he sounds like now. But because when I think Matthew Lillard, I always think of two things: Scream, where he played Stu, and Scooby Doo, where he played Shaggy. And so I'm not used to him being kind of old and crotchety. For some reason, I scored this as a 2.5 on acting. I don't know why. I should definitely give it a 3 because the acting is good. They all did a good job for the most part. I wouldn't say there were standout roles or performances, but it was good. So it should have been a 3. That's going to throw off all of my math. So we're going to take a short intermission while I do math. And we're back. Hello. Moving on to story. This is exactly what you would expect. It's a guy at a ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese's trying not to get murdered, and then they bring his little sister in, and she's also trying not to get murdered. That's really about it. So it's exactly what you would expect. I gave it a 3 out of 5 for story. Music, music. I love the music in this movie. It's all like 80s kind of pop rock, which is my jam. So I thoroughly enjoyed the music in this movie. I gave it a 5 out of 5 because I loved it. Atmosphere. This movie's engaging. Even though you know exactly what's coming, you know exactly what's going to happen. There are no surprises. I was still riveted. I was still attached to my seat. So 4 out of 5 for atmosphere. Look, creepy animatronics, but other than that, there's very little special effects. One of the things I did enjoy, and this can either go into look or creep, but we're going to talk about it in look. I really enjoyed that all of the character deaths happen off screen, but in such a way as to make sure you know, like it was still visceral and you still felt it, but you didn't see it, which is part of keeping it kind of like family friendly, I guess, for a horror film. My personal favorite, the death that apparently scarred Jeremiah's son for life, is one character gets bitten in half by the animatronic, and it like lifts her up and and so all you see is the shadow of her getting lifted up and then chomped in half, and it was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. So I gave it a 4. Correction. I gave it a 3 out of 5 for look because there's not really a lot of special effects. There's no like blood and gore or monsters or anything like that, but it was good. So 3 out of 5 for look. Creep, on the other hand, I gave a 4 out of 5. So all the kills are. I already said this. Yeah. Yeah. And then children ghosts are creepy. I'll just put that in there because children ghosts are, in fact, creepy. So we tally up those scores that I recently edited, and we get a 3.9er, so practically a 4 out of 5 for Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, that being said, I know I did a review on Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. I actually enjoyed that movie a lot more than I enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's. But I appreciate Five Nights at Freddy's. I appreciate that it exists. I appreciate all the YouTube cameos because it made so many YouTubers' careers and that it embraces the fanhood. I love all of that. And everything in it was great. I just really enjoyed Willy's Wonderland more. If you are not hung up on it having to be Five Nights at Freddy's and you want to watch a movie about animatronics killing people, you should check that out. I've got a review somewhere. Jeremiah, if you want to put a link. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.